All right, Algebra 1, Unit 2 recap. This is Algebra Unit 5 overall. This is information you will need for your final for Block 4. The graph shows the relationship between the weight in pounds of Vidalia onions and their cost. Which best estimates the cost per pound? If 4 pounds cost $5, that's the easy dot. 1 pound costs a little over $1. Along the bottom is how much each pound weighs. Going up and down is how much it costs by pound. In order to answer the question, which best estimates the cost per pound, you look at the 1 pound. The line slopes up and crosses just above the $1 mark. So what is the best estimate for cost per pound? Mark your answer. The function f of x equals 2x minus 3 has a graph in the xy coordinate plane. Select the graph that depicts the solution set of the function of x. This is a y-intercept slope question. Remember your formula. Y equals mx plus b. The function of x equals 2x minus 3. Remember your slope, your rise and run is m. Your y-intercept is b. For this function, f of x equals 2x minus 3, what is your slope? What is the y-intercept? This is what it looks like graphed. The -3 is the y-intercept. Then all you have to do is count your slope. It is a whole number, so you know you're going up 2 and over 1. Y-intercept at -3 on the y-axis. Graph the line with the equation 5y minus 3x equals -15. First, I just wrote it down. 5y minus 3x equals -15. I changed it to our formula. Y equals mx plus b. As you can see, my -3x moved to the opposite side of the equation. What happened to the negative? It made it a positive. When you move something to the other side of the equation, the signs change. Now my formula looks like 5y equals 3x minus 15. It's almost like our formula y equals mx plus b, almost. What I have to do is get my y by itself, so I divide the entire thing by 5. That gets my y by itself. Y equals 3 over 5x minus 3. My minus 3 comes from here. Minus 15 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Our signs stay the same. Our slope, which is our rise and run, our y-intercept at -3, and then we just count. The total cost in dollars that the plumber charges for a job modeled by function of px equals 45 plus 35x represents the time in hours that the plumber completes the job. Your x-axis is the minutes along the bottom. Your y-axis is in dollars. Your y-axis is in dollars. For every hour worked, the plumber gets paid $35 an hour plus the initial $45. That's the initial $45. All right, so how do we answer this question? Here is our x-axis, our y-axis. This is the time in minutes. This is the amount of money. We start at $45, meaning as soon as the plumber walks in, he gets paid $45. Here's our formula, right here. We put it in the middle. After 1 hour, how much does the plumber get paid? 45 plus 35x. X represents the amount of time. 1 times 35 is 35, plus 45 equals 80. If he works 2 hours, 2 hours is 120 minutes. So that's 2 times 35 plus 45, that gives us our 115. And our B value for 180 minutes, which is 3 hours. 3 times 35 plus 45 is about $150. How does this get graphed? Graph the following slope-intercept equation. Y equals 2 over 3x minus 2. What is your slope? What is the rise and run? What is your y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis? What do you do next? Here's something new. Here is a coordinate plane. You see a green line at the top, a dotted purple line at the bottom, and in between it is shaded orange. How do we interpret that? The green line crosses the y-intercept at 7. It is a straight left or right line, and it crosses at 7. Here, your dotted line crosses the y-intercept at -3. The shaded part, the shaded orange, is every value between -3 at the lowest amount and 7 at the highest amount. The dashed lines mean that your answers must be above -3. Your solid line means the highest answer is equal to or less than 7. Determine whether the point 1,8 is a solution to the equations given in the first column and tick the correct option. If you are given the equations and asked, does the point 1,8 fall within these equations, yes or no? All you have to do is set up a table to solve. All you're doing is setting up a table to solve. Here is each equation. Then we solve. 1 is our x value, 8 is the y value. You just pop those in and then solve. X plus y equals 9. If x is 1 and y is 8, does that make this equation true? Yes, it does. If our equation is 2x plus 2y is less than or equal to 18, if x is 1 and y is 8, does that make this equation true? Yes, it does. For the equation 3x plus y is greater than 12, if x is 1 and y is 8, does that make this equation true? 3 times 1 is 3, plus 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. That is less than 12, so this is not true. Our answer is no. X plus 2y equals 17. If x is 1 and y is 8, it becomes 1 plus 16 is 17. 17 equals 17. Yes. The 0.18 is a solution for that equation. What scenario could be modeled by the graph below? Our graph goes from 0 to 6 on the y-axis and the x-axis. You know all of your answers, according to this graph so far, are positive. First, what is your y-intercept? What is the rise and run, the slope? If we pop that answer into our formula, y equals mx plus b, y equals 2x plus 5. C is our answer. The number of pounds of apples y plus 2 times the number of pounds of oranges x is at most 5. Why is B the answer? What is the sequence for the terms? Consider a sequence whose first 5 terms are negative 1.75, negative 0.5, 0.75, 2, 3.25. What function with domain all integers equal to or greater than 1 could be used to define and continue this sequence? Why is B the answer? A function of n equals 5 over 4 times n minus 1 minus 7 over 4. Why is that the answer? Our sequence is plus 1.25 or 1 1/4 or 5/4. All three of those things express the same number. According to that interval, which 2 answers could not be correct? A and C cannot be correct. Now you have a 50-50 or 50% shot at guessing the correct answer if you see something like this on your test. The correct answer is, of course, B. Students studying motion observed a cart rolling at a constant rate along a straight line. The table below gives the distance D in feet. The cart was from a reference point at 1 second intervals from time equals 0 seconds to 5 seconds. Which of the following equations represents this relationship between distance and time? A, B, C, D, or E? You're going to use the same thought process to solve this one that you did the last one. What does distance start at when the time is 0 seconds? Which answers cannot be correct? What is the sequence for distance? What is the correct answer? Which of the following equations represents this relationship between distance and time? A, distance equal time plus 14. B, distance equals 6 times time plus 8. C, distance equals 6 times time plus 14. D, distance equals 14 times time plus 6. Or E, distance equals 34 times time. Falconeri's class planted sunflower seeds, and the students are tracking the growth of their individual plants. The table shows the height of the plant T days after she planted the sunflower seeds. If the growth continues at the same rate, what is the expected height on day 55? Think logically. It shows you time in days, 10, 20, 30, and 40. You need day 55. If day 40 is 16 inches, day 10 is 4 inches, so day 50 would be 20 inches. The time for 40 is 16, the time for 10 is 4. 16 plus 4 is 20. So day 50 should be 20 inches. All you need is 5 more days to get to day 55. Half of 10 is 5, half of 4 is 2. How many inches would the expected height be on day 55? Mark your answer. Write the equation m equals 3 and the line goes through the point 2, 4. X value is 2, y value is 4. That is our point. Our slope is 3, meaning 3 over 1. So, in our point slope form, here's the formula. Here is the equation using our slope of 3 and our point of 2, 4. Our slope-intercept form, here's our formula. This is what the equation looks like if your m is 3 and your point is 2 and 4. You have to figure out of 2 and 4, which one is your y-intercept here. Where does it cross the y-axis? Our standard form, ax plus by equals c. Here is our equation for a slope of 3 and going through the point 2, 4.